Around 90,000 people were affected by delays and cancellations at Manchester Airport over the weekend. This was after a power cut caused major disruption to key services.
Yeah, all kinds of chaos was caused, and for those people left either in the wrong place or with no luggage, questions now turn to the issue of compensation. And Nina's looking at this for us this morning, not just for Manchester over the weekend, but I guess with the summer holidays ahead and people flying out of airports all over the country, it's something we all need to be aware of.
Yeah, have you ever reached your destination and your bags haven't made it?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. A buggy, the baby buggy when the kids were really little, and it's
and it sounds like a tiny thing, but it just gets your holiday off to a bad start, and you've invested your money, your annual leave, an emotional investment at holiday, isn't it? So it's gutting when something goes wrong. Good morning. And it was, of course, utter chaos at Manchester Airport's Terminals 1 and 2 at the weekend after a power failure meant that more than 100 flights were cancelled. Have a look at these images. You'll be glad it wasn't you. Luggage piled high, halls packed, full of people, and plenty of holidays off to a bad start. There will be a knock-on beyond today to try and get these holidays sorted and reunite people with their luggage. And this is the extent of the disruption. So a quarter of all outbound flights were cancelled by lunchtime on Sunday, and at least another 50 inbound flights were cancelled too. That is a lot of travellers looking for compensation. But that's not going to come automatically, and that's because the power failure that caused the disruption has been deemed an extraordinary event, meaning the airlines are not liable. But if your luggage isn't where it should be, then the airline is obliged to get them back to you and to cover expenses incurred, including clothes and other reasonable necessities. So keep an eye on what you spend. It's also worth checking your insurance, because as soon as possible to see what you're covered for. Sometimes there is a deadline to claim on that as well. Manchester Airport has told us it's best to talk to your airline about where your bag might be. It's possible it has ended up at the right destination, but on the wrong plane, so stay in touch with your flight provider. We want to hear from you this morning. If you've been impacted by the problems over the weekend, maybe you had to cancel a trip, maybe you've had some belongings missing in action. If you have any queries around where you stand, please do let us know. We'll get them to a consumer rights expert later in the programme. Sarah and John.
OK, that's really useful. Thank you very much indeed.